Mike said, and Jarvis echoed it, that when the schedule comes out immediately, they go and look for that MLK Day game, and I do the same. It's against Golden State Warriors, so rivalry or not, it's going to be a good basketball game. So give me that one first. I will take January 15th, MLK Day against the Warriors.
Okay.
At home.
Okay. Easy pick. Good pick.
Solid.
Is it me or Mike?
No
next?
brainer.
It's me. Oh, shoot. Okay.
There's only 81 left. Yes, you got it. 81 left.
There's 5
I hope I
preseason.
get it right.
You say five preseason.
You're right. I will take the game that everybody was looking forward to finding out what would be game 26 on the Grizzlies schedule, which
Nice.
would be the first time Ja Morant would be assumed to be eligible to play for the Grizzlies this season. And that will be in New Orleans on December 19th, taking on the Pelicans on TNT. I don't think it's coincidental one bit that you get Grizzlies, Pelicans, a rivalry that they will continue to try to make happen and be a rivalry on national television with the chance for Ja to come back to this team.
I saw a stat this morning that the Pelican, Zion's rookie year, the Pelicans had something like 28 national television games. This year it's 12.
Yeah.
They've learned.
Yeah, they're going down the drain there. I'm going to follow Jessica on that line of logic, but I'm going to tweak it a little bit because I think the more value comes in the first potential Ja Morant home game,
All right.
which is the very next one. Game number 26 is at New Orleans on TNT, but the first time these Grizzlies fans will see Ja in the building, they're going to go bananas. I'm going to go December 21st against Indiana right here at FedEx Forum. That's mine.
Solid pick. Lang.
All right, we're talking about returns, people being into it, people being excited, fired up.
No!
Oh, you got to. You got
I'm
to.
taking the return of Dylan Brooks. The first home game back
First
here.
home game.
I believe it's on the 15th,
Yep.
December 15th. Since you chose 15 as your number, CJ.
Yeah.
I'll take December 15th. Houston Rockets at the Memphis Grizzlies. The return of Dylan Brooks, the FedEx Forum.
I didn't mention that number 15 because I was hoping I'd be able to get it back on my way because I really, like, if I was paying money, that would be one of those games where I would spend good money for good seats to sit there and listen to Dylan Brooks go at it with players, fans, and referees also,
Yeah.
just anybody in the
Because
team.
they play the Rockets twice in Houston before that. But we've seen
here, yeah.
Dylan's still cool with the guys. Like we saw him this summer with Jaren. We saw him dapping up Klyman, Taylor Jenkins. And so the real oomph of that
I'm
comes
sure
from
he'll be.
the
I'm sure he'll
Grizzlies
be
fans.
very happy to be back here, and it'll be all friendly.
course.
The fans are incredibly excited
of
for
course.
that opportunity. You get another one
Yeah,
because
you
you
go,
convinced us to do
It's on you,
Snake.
Lang.
All right. I'm gonna go. Can we pick road games?
Yes.
Yeah, because I
You
was
have
thinking.
to get to 20. You absolutely.
I mean, we can pick
At
20
some
home
point
games
before
at some
10
point.
o'clock, 9:30.
Just for CJ's sake, I'm taking the October 15th at Miami preseason game
Oh, come on.
because the Grizzlies play on October 12th at Atlanta. Then they have 3 days off in Miami, and they don't play till Sunday night in Miami. So you're gonna fly after the Atlanta game to Miami. You got Friday night in October in Miami. You get Saturday night in October in Miami. Then Sunday night, you get the game, get some dinner afterwards. Monday morning, you fly out of town. Get a nice long weekend in Miami. It's tough to beat.
It's preseason basketball.
Yeah, it's preseason.
Okay, all right.
All right.
On the road.
Get to watch a 38-minute Jake LaRavia game.
CJ, you really have no room to talk. You do the weirdest things in drafts. Yes, you do. Geno Smith as a top 10 quarterback this season. Russell Wilson as a top 10 quarterback this season.
I'd take Geno over Justin.
Oh, we don't have to get into Justin Herbert slander at this time of morning. Mike, what is your next pick?
I'm going to go. My next pick, I'm going to jump this one right off the top right here. Give me Marcus Smart's return to Boston. Boston is always a tough place for the Grizzlies to play. I don't remember them ever beating Boston in Boston, at least since I've been here. And that place is going to be bananas when they see Marcus Smart come back through on that garden floor.
That's a
So
perfect
February
one.
4th at Boston.
Love that. I am going to take
On ESPN.
on ESPN.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and take January 2nd, the Grizzlies' first game in 2024. They host the San Antonio Spurs, and it will be Ja Morant's first time to attempt dunking on Victor Wembanyama. And I will be looking forward to ringing in the new year that way.
I love the games y'all are picking.
Okay.
Because
Good.
it leaves everything for me. All the good ones are left for me. Give me at LA November 14th. It's the first time they play the Lakers at the LA Lakers, not the Clippers. It's the first time they play the Lakers this season after the Lakers eliminated them. Also, it's the third in-season tournament game. And so they could be playing, that game could decide a lot of different things, particularly if the Grizzlies start 2-0 in the tournament. Winning that game could at least guarantee them a way into the tournament, either by winning the group or as a wild card. So give me that game.
Hopefully the schedule, like this in-season thing, provides some extra like motivation, because that game's the second night of 2 nights off in LA. Like
Lang's on
we talk
off
about,
night
no,
alert.
I mean,
He
look,
is. He's on it.
I've
He's
been
on
around
it.
this league. I've
protecting
been around
this
this league for a
team
long time.
from
Like
past mistakes.
when you look at the schedule, the first thing you start looking at is how many days off you have in this place or
each
that
city.
place.
Yeah.
I mean, the Knicks used to do these noon Sunday start times for home games. Like, you don't think that had an effect on some of those games?
Yes. I will take.
No, it's our turn.
It's his turn.
Oh, it's
I
his
go
turn.
twice.
I thought you just did.
No, I only
took
won one.
one.
I took one. And then with the other pick, give me the last of the
No!
in-season play-in games.
Okay.
In-season
Phoenix game?
tournament games. Yeah, November 24th. Last one right here in FedEx Forum. Could be a spot in the big dance on the line. Or what is it, the big dance? Or what are we going to call this?
I think the big dance is trademarked.
Is it?
I think so.
We're not allowed to use that.
Yeah, because like it's similar to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
You know when they try to
the
sell
big game.
cars? Yeah, the big game, the
big
big
game,
tournament.
It's
The
also
NFL championship.
Yes.
it's also a Friday night game, and it's Phoenix's
Friday evening.
No, it's at 4 p.m.
4
It's,
p.m.
it's
sorry,
Black
Friday.
Friday.
Is it
Black
3 p.m.?
Friday
Local?
evening, Black Friday.
No,
Black
this schedule
Friday.
says 4.
Okay, 4
It is
p.m.
Black Friday.
Friday evening, Black Friday.
Yep. Day after Thanksgiving.
Day of Thanksgiving, so I can sit down at my house, eat my leftovers, watch some good basketball. Let's get it going.
I love
Meaningful
that
basketball.
idea of also having like the Thanksgiving weekend of putting added meaning on the NBA games, because sometimes it loses traction to rivalry week in college football
And
as that
football,
season
yes,
winds
yes.
down.
I mean,
NFL
that
games
Friday,
throughout
that's
Thanksgiving.
usually Ole Miss, Mississippi State, the
Mississippi
Egg Bowls that
Bowl.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it
Georgia,
at
Georgia
least-
Tech's the next day usually.
It hopefully has meaning. It won't
Yeah.
have like if they lose that first game of the group play.
But it's also
Takes oomph out of it.
Kevin Durant coming to Memphis.
And the only time that the
star
Suns
stud-
play
yeah,
here,
with-
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With that team that's loaded to try to win it all. So yeah.
That is a good one. You guys are haters and want the animosity of Dylan Brooks's return game with the Houston Rockets. I will take a return game that is full of warm and fuzzies. I will take Tyus Jones's return game, March 12th against the Washington Wizards, and hopefully he will bring his lovely family. We'll get to see Tyus Jones and his son back out on the court at FedEx
Yeah,
Forum, and
TJ,
everyone will be
yeah.
so excited to see Tyus Jones.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. So that comes to me. I'm gonna go October 27th. Second game of the season against the Denver Nuggets. Your first chance to see the NBA champs. You finished second to them in the West last year. It took all the way down to the last week of the regular season for them to clinch the number 1 seed ahead of you. And hey, look, this is the team we're measured against. Let's go get them. Denver Nuggets MVP Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray come to town. That's mine.
Good one.
I have no idea whose turn it is to draft.
It's yours.
And I have to take 2 picks
You
now.
sure do.
All right. First one I'm going to take is March 20th.
Oh!
The only game this season at Golden State
Nice.
for the Grizzlies. And you see that graphic that was going around yesterday on Twitter? It was like NBA, they're going to have rivalry week.
Yeah, again.
Yeah,
yep.
we didn't get one.
And there's the Grizzlies don't have a rivalry game apparently.
Last-
Everyone hates the Grizzlies, but we
Okay.
don't have a
Yeah.
rivalry.
Yeah,
I mean,
last
our
year we
rivalry
had
is the-
Minnesota, and then we had Golden State.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know if the rivalry is supposed to be like us against the NBA or something.
Grizzlies against the world.
So anyway, I'm taking that game, the 20th.
Hasseltine has an interesting thought about why the Grizzlies are only at the Warriors once. I'll let him tell it better on the Grizzlies schedule release Grizz Beat show. Go back and watch that and hear what his take is on that, why they only play them once on the road.
All right, and my last pick. Nobody's picked the season opener, the home opener, but I'm gonna skip that one.
You mentioned it and then skip it.
I'm gonna take December 31st,
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, we have the Kings
Yep.
in FedEx Forum. The game starts at 7 o'clock. By the time we leave here, it's going to be, what, 11,
The countdown is going to be beginning.
20, 11:30, and we're just going to be able to drive home through downtown? No. I have a pretty good feeling we're going to be celebrating New Year's Eve in the press room in FedEx Forum.
We had this last year, and I hated it last year because we also played on New Year's Day, which
Yep.
felt like one of the
Next-
meanest, grinchiest scheduling moves of a
Yeah.
back-to-back on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. But I personally love New Year's Eve basketball because I hate making New Year's Eve plans.
Yeah.
So it's a
So you
perfect
have it, yeah.
situation where
Yeah.
you roll into FedEx Forum,
Or
and you
after
do
work.
still get out in time
Yeah.
for it to be midnight. And if you have things that you would like to do, you
Yeah.
can still do it. But
Fireworks.
you get two of the most fun teams in the NBA.
Yeah.
Like Grizzlies
It's
Kings
a great
on New
game.
Year's
The
Eve.
Kings
It's a
being here, that'll be fun.
perfect
Last year
way to
was
close
San
out
Antonio
2023.
New Year's Eve.
Yep.
It was kind of a dog game, but
Ja will be back. It'll be
yeah,
like
yeah,
a
it'll
good,
be a
good
party.
matchup.
It'll be a party.
I like that one. I am also going to pass over the season opener, so somebody can still go because that's going to hang in
I
the
was just throwing it
balance.
out there in case you guys needed a nudge, but I'm not
Good.
going to take that.
I've got another one. I am going to take my.
Wait, hold up. It's Mike's turn.
Oh, you're right.
It is okay. Okay.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
takes the one I'm gonna.
All right. I hope not. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this March 27th, the first of two late season visits from the Lakers. LeBron James and company. This is the first time Grizzlies fans will be able to see that team that knocked us out in the first round. So I'm gonna go March 27th, Lakers.
And
That's also in the middle.
Austin
The Grizzlies
Reeves
have
return
The
game.
Grizzlies have
Yes.
7 out of 8 games on the road. That's
Yeah.
the one that breaks up the 7 out of 8 games.
Yeah, it is.
It's the one home game.
That's the 10th to last game of the season.
Which
and
really makes it
season
almost
should
like a
be
road
on the
game.
line.
You're
Yeah.
in 8 different cities, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, yeah.
Sacramento, at Golden State, at San Antonio, at Denver, home against the Lakers, at Orlando, at Detroit, at Milwaukee.
Yeah.
That's a tough stretch.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. I'm going to also go to another incredibly tough stretch of the schedule in which the Grizzlies play 3 home games of the Kings, the Cavs, and the Warriors. And then they have another game that we took, which was Marcus Smart's return to Boston, a place that's been incredibly hard for the Grizzlies to play.
Yep.
And then my birthday, February 6th, on the road, Grizzlies at Knicks. That will be Jaws' first game back in Madison Square Garden. That game is not nationally televised because the game against the Celtics is 2 nights before, but I wish that it was because the opportunity for Ja to go into one of the meccas of basketball, a chance to play on a court that means so much, and it's in New York. Like, we know how much he loves getting up for games
You
like
can
that.
go to
It
a
will be
Broadway
a
show
tough-
before the game.
He can go see some musicals.
Yeah.
Maybe
That's
I'll
what, so
have
you're
to
going to be
go.
there? You're going?
Let's speak it into existence.
Let's
Mike,
speak- yes,
you help me
yes.
plan my travel. Will I
That'll
be
be a
in
wonderful- that'll
New
be a
York on
wonderful-
February 6th?
And we know last time Ja was at the Garden, triple-double.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Triple-double.
That should be right
Triple-double
before
Ja.
All-Star, too, right? Yeah, like a week before All-Star break.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
CJ, you're up.
And so this will be my last time picking. Give me November 10th against the Jazz, the first ever game in the in-season NBA tournament or for the NBA Cup. Give me that one.
Taking all of this.
No,
Yeah.
No, the Port.
No,
oh, yeah,
the
that's the first home
Trailblazers
game.
is
Oh,
of
that's
the-
the
First
first.
one.
That's the first home game.
Of the
excuse me.
in-season
First,
cup.
so when I'm 80, I can look 65. I can look at my children and be like, "Hey, I was at the first one."
We
of
got to come
these.
up with a catchier
So
name
you're doing
for it.
Portland then?
No, I'm doing the Jazz. I'm doing the
Okay.
first home game in
It's-
there.
We can't keep calling it the in-season
Okay.
tournament all season.
NBA Cup.
And like, why don't we need like a funnier name for it, like the Adam Silver Cup or something like that, like something
Silver's Cup. I can go with that. So for Silver's Cup,
the Silver Cup.
yeah, the
Okay.
Silver Cup. I'll be
It's
there.
not gold. It's
for the
just
first
a silver cup.
for the first home
It's
one
not
of
the NBA
those.
championship; it's the in-season championship.
And then to round it out, I will go last game of the year. I'll leave the home opener for one of you people to take, but I will go April 14th versus Nuggets. Again, seeding could be on the line in that game for both teams. And when you look up, the Grizzlies finished 2, the Nuggets finished 1 in the NBA seeding last season. So give me that. It ends. It's the last game of the season, and that first stretch of games to end the season, Lane, you're right, that's a tough stretch. But coming down the end of the season, coming towards that, 5 or 6 of those games are at home, with the Grizzlies ending at home against the Nuggets. So give me that one.
It's a good one. I have one pick left. Will I take the season opener? I will. I
There
will
you
take
go.
the season
There you
opener,
go.
which is also a home opener, and it's always an extra good time when a team gets to open on their home court. So FedEx Forum. We'll see the Grizzlies play the Pelicans for that first game of the season, October 25th. Again, Grizzlies-Pelicans. Making that rivalry happen. But it will be the first time that we see how this team is going to adapt without Ja Morant for 25 games of the season and what the addition of Marcus Smart brings to this group, the reinforcement of Derrick Rose. It'll be Derrick Rose's first game back as a member representing a Memphis basketball team at FedEx Forum, so all of the emotions there. It should be a good time. I can't believe I got it with my last pick. I feel so lucky.
You are. That's a great pick. And so this is my last pick. And if this is my last pick, I can't leave a trip to Miami on the board, right?
You are Miami, Mike.
I gotta go Miami.
I already
Vice
got
on
my
that one.
Miami trip.
You got the free season,
And I got 2 days
and
off.
2 days off. Yeah. So let me see. I get 2 days off there too. A day off. Coming out of Toronto, so that's a good one right there.
It's a long trip.
Miami on January 24th. By that point, they should have a chance to, you get a good look at Damian Lillard with the Miami Heat. At some point, that deal has to get done. So Miami's new big three against the Grizzlies. I'm looking forward to that one. So that'll be mine.
We did it. We picked 20 games, and Lang even picked a preseason game.
A preseason game.
Don't
Yeah,
I?
he does.
Oh, my bad.
You do, right? You
Yeah,
have one
I
or
think
two.
so.
I think so.
Although if
I thought since you double snaked on the way
if
back,
it's a
you
double
shouldn't
snake draft,
have-
I should have gone. Like I should be done.
That is, yeah.
Because it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No, you got one. You got one more.
It's a 5-round draft.
You got
Oh,
one
it's
more.
5 rounds.
We only have 19
You're right.
games.
So that's 1, 2, 3,
picked,
4.
right?
Oh,
All right.
Pick
So
that 20.
I have a couple in mind. One was I thought about the only visit to Memphis by the Timberwolves is in November, but we've picked a lot of November early season games. I'm going to take another team's only visit to Memphis, which is in March 16th. Excuse me, Oklahoma City Thunder.
Okay.
Chet Holmgren's first game here in Memphis. Shea will be here. And the Thunder games against the Grizzlies are always pretty high scoring and entertaining games. We beat them by 50 a couple years ago. That should be a good game. So I'll take that game.
I like that. Well, now we have 20 games to represent the Grizzlies season. I'm curious for you guys. Did you have anything going on in your personal lives where you immediately were looking at the schedule like, oh, I please don't have the Grizzlies have a home game?
I mean, the first thing I look at is the Christmas schedule because
Right.
my kid's off school. I'm sure Mike's got the same thing. So you look to see that, all right, when can we take a vacation or holidays around, when am I going to be available to? And the Grizzlies are out of town for the whole Christmas break.
and the week after Christmas.
Yeah, I look at Christmas, fall break, spring break.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's right after MLK. So I go MLK, Christmas, spring break, fall break, and then whatever else happens from that standpoint.
Okay.
You gotta make sure anniversaries and birthdays, you check those off too. But sometimes those are convenient as well too.
Well, some people make the decision to plan weddings during sports seasons, and I would like to say congratulations to one of my best friends, Catherine Sutcliffe, who picked the one time the Grizzlies have 3 road games over a weekend in November, and she's getting married in New York, and now we can go happily to New York City without having to worry about any Grizzlies home games along the way. I was so relieved.
I mean, you can tell.
Desperately
I've
relieved.
worked around the NBA long enough that my wedding is about 2 weeks after the draft.
Yep.
We
did
my
summer as
anniversary.
well.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we should ban all fall weddings for the sake of football and the NBA.
and
but
NBA, yeah.
I
Yeah.
understand people have to get married sometimes,
At some
and
point,
as
yeah.
summers get hotter and hotter,
Yeah.
sometimes you might want
July's
some nicer
perfect.
weather. I hear July 30th.
For an indoor wedding.
Except when it's a heat wave and
Yeah.
there's no air conditioning. Anyway, thank you.
wasn't invited. I wouldn't know.
both. Oh my gosh, yes you were. In theory. We had to cut it off somewhere. These are the 20 games. You're right. It was a horrible wedding. These are the 20 games that we picked. Obviously, 82 games for the season. And we are thrilled to watch the Memphis Grizzlies coming up in October, starting with the New Orleans Pelicans. We will take a quick break. Thanks to Lang and Mike for helping us draft
Shout out to
the best.
studio, the guys downstairs for putting that graphic together too. I mean, that's like in real time.
We would normally